What's up, guys? So I'm trying to do it from the other way around so it's better quality, but my car's code's cleared. I don't know what it is, but we're driving the E46 M3 today. Got a bunch of stuff because I was gonna try and track down what the culprit was. The shift's fine. It is a beautiful day out. I like to just drive it in fourth. I wrapped the steering wheel in black. Everything in the car is done in black. There's the black gloss I did for the trim. I just liked it a lot more than silver. Wrapped this in black. Honestly, when I think about it, I did a lot. The paddles, I got that recall for the airbag, so the horn is pretty much brand new, which honestly makes a difference. Makes it look real. Alright, we got some good bit of traffic here. I'll wait for all these cars to go by. I'll wait for this van, and then we are good to go. Put this in my other hand. Oh, this guy's not going. Always rev it up. The engine, as you can see, is not cold. I think that's just the water temp, but the engine is not cold. I'm leaving the gym, so the engine's actually quite warmed up, and I love how this car drives. Honestly, it hasn't really given me any issues. We're sitting on BC coilovers right now. That MagnaFlow exhaust, I hope you guys can hear that. I have two other V8s, you know, the C63 AMG and the E92 M3, and honestly, this one there's just nothing like it. There's a reason these are going up in price like crazy, and this is why. Right around 4K RPM, it just, ooh, it is so much fun. We're gonna slow this down now. Not trying to get any tickets, do anything crazy. A lot of cops out here in Charlotte. A lot of cops. Do not want to be caught going too fast. I've done a couple donuts and burnouts, but honestly those days are over for me. If you want to go on my Instagram, you can find those videos actually in all of my cars except my 325 doing donuts. I love the downshift in this car. Oh, it just sounds great. Yeah, it's honestly, it has 100 and, let's see if you can see that. It's not showing that. 107,000 miles. Honestly, I consider that baby miles for this car. And I don't see these cars going anywhere but up in value, regardless whether they have 150,000, 160,000. I've seen people on the forums talk about how these cars have held up so well. And BMWs get a bad rep. Oh man. What I love is you're not even going fast. It's relative to today's cars. I think everybody in the car world knows the E46 M3 is nothing really too special. It's relatively slower than everything else, but that doesn't mean it's not fun to drive and it's not fun to shift in the gears. I personally love the paddles. I usually shift using the lever there, but so it's showing my engine's not fully heated up. It will take those orange lights away when it's fully ready to go. And it's just, I love the retro feel of this car. Riding my ass. Oh, didn't mean to curse. Riding my bum. I'm gonna try and get out of the way for this person. Go around. We're just trying to get around this car as it's nervous. He's trying to speed up. Light on last night, and the cog from the gear orange gear light that was on for the SMG pump. What it was, I believe, P1717. I believe it was a SMG pump relay. I'm not 100% downshift. I love that little snap, crackle, pop. It's like Rice Krispies. So we're here, and the car really needs to be wound up. As you can see, it's still not heated up, still not completely up to temp. So I was gonna clear the code on this, but what I decided to do instead was just drive it. You know, I read that if you drive cars 50 to 100 miles, sometimes they'll clear the codes themselves. In my opinion, the car was running hot underneath with the new exhaust. I don't know. I don't know if it set something off. It tends to throw codes in the summer. I don't know if I'm just speaking gibberish right now, but it tends to throw codes in the summer. But otherwise, you know, in the winter, it's pretty much smooth as gravy, other than batteries, which typically on my cars, the winter is not a good time for any of my batteries. Thus why I have the battery tenders. I even got a third battery tender just to alternate the cars sitting outside so that they can get some juice while they're sitting. Having 4 cars is definitely not ideal, but you don't put a lot of miles on them that way. And additionally, your insurance goes down for having that many cars. So most people are in shock that I pay $170 a month for 4 cars. Now it's just liability, but for me that's okay. 40 bucks a month to insure cars that I can go and shred tires on the road at any time. You know, not that I drive like that anymore, but go nice and slow. Oh, some road stuff in. Love that you don't even need to go that fast to hear this thing wind up, and that's just great. You know, typically I feel like I get that feeling with the V8s, but this car now with the exhaust just sounds like a V8. It sounds great. Obviously still 2 totally different engines. One is definitely going to be a lot torquier. The C63 is almost so torquey that you can't even, with the traction off, sometimes it'll squirrel around in 4th gear, and I find that wild, because my other cars don't do that. My wife actually thinks the E92 is quicker. Pull in here, good old driveway. So I'm gonna pull it in. I'm gonna do a quick walk around for those of you who watched the whole way through. Try and put this so it's in some good lighting. And I'll do a quick little walk around of the 325 while I'm at it. Since the video still is only 10 minutes long, that's pretty awesome when you consider that I didn't drive like a maniac home. Alright, that should be straightened out. and we are going to put the sunroof up so you can see the car in its full glory. I don't run my AC. I don't have AC in my 325, so I guess I've gotten accustomed to not having it at all. Ooh, gotta set it in first gear. Does not like being turned off like that. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyways, I'm gonna get all that stuff out of the car. Tried to get it not so much in the sunlight. Really wanted to get it in the shade. I might pull it forward. But no, you guys see, you guys can tell. The video quality from the front facing camera is much better. My paint has some imperfections. It looks like it don't, but it do, for sure. We've got the splitters on here. It shows a lot better in the light. I had some side skirts, but started to think they were looking like a little bit too much. It's not slammed. It might look like it, but it's not in comparison to this guy over here. You can see the wheels barely even underneath that there. We got some ZCP wheels on here. I remember I took a whole trip just to get those, and I got a ticket on the way to get them, which kind of screwed the whole point of getting a good deal on them. That carbon fiber shows a lot better in the sunlight. It sure does. Honestly, the more I get used to this lip, I'm loving it. It's a cheap lip. It was, I think, a $150 lip that I had a buddy who had to sit on the top of it with me pretty much with his back against it, not sitting on it, but because that probably would have cracked it. I mean, we had to move the badge, we had to put that new emblem on there, and then I used, and some of you might rip me on this, but I used silicone to seal it so that water wouldn't get trapped in there. You really don't notice it, so it's not a big deal. That stick off there, it needs a wipe down for sure. But I mean, the point of the bill is for it to give that CSL style look, and for the most part, it does. If y'all are in Charlotte, this is the logo for Starlight. It's a bar that we've built on East 22nd Street. You can even see it on 22nd Street. The interior is actually really good on this car. Can't really see it as well with the light, but try to get everything in there. The interior is pretty flawless. Nobody ever uses a back seat, so these aren't the best. Other than my stuff being in there and needing to be vacuumed, I mean, the seats are worn. That happens. They get creased, they get banged up, it happens, but since we sprayed everything in black, it looks really good, honestly. It's starting to get kind of a purple look to it. I don't know if you can see in the back very well, but it's not black anymore or gray, it's like purplish. And that's just, I feel like, the UV exposure. This guy's covered in leaves, but just a quick walk around. Slammed, had to replace the hood and front bumper because I had a wreck 3 years ago. But yeah, it's not quite lined up properly right there, but for the most part, I had the M3 wheels from that car, which I still have in 18, but it seemed like the car was lagging with those heavier wheels, so I put the 17s back on, and since then it's been really zippy. I took my back seat out. Oh, of course it's locked. I took my back seat out of this car for a while. Now that I'm having a baby girl in October, it's back in there, but definitely not ideal for having a baby in the car. I put the Euro style tail lights on the back, and then of course they could have tucked this in more. I actually asked specifically that it be positioned to be about 2 inches out. I like the way it looks. None of my other cars have that, and I think it distinguishes this car really well. And I feel like it doesn't make it look like too much, especially it being MagnaFlow. It has a really good tone to it. Y'all will hear that on another day. I suppose I could turn the car on just so y'all can hear start up. Ugh. I was so happy that it didn't have an engine code. I didn't think about doing a video to show. you guys can hear it as much, but I'm gonna try and so yeah, you guys get the idea. Here's my wife's Jetta. Basic stuff. Turn this guy off. Put that in first. Okay. And that is it. Alright guys. I will catch you back on the flippity flop. I'm gonna keep trying to make videos, cards, cars. Eventually I wanna shoot some guns with a buddy. But I don't see that being content on my page as much, because cars and cards are really, honestly, it should just be called cards and cars. But anyways, I think the quality is better. I can, from what I see, the quality is better. I just need to get used to positioning. I know I could use a better camera. I have a Nikon, I have a tripod. I used to be kind of into photography, but I'm just winging it. I'm just having fun. I'm enjoying it. And like, I don't want to make this another job. It's just like a side thing. Anyways, peace guys, and thank you for watching. And to my OG subscribers, you guys one day will be the true OGs, the true MVPs. Ooh, I got something stuffy, allergies. All right guys, stay safe out here.